Good morning. It's Wednesday, August 20th, 2014. This is Tech Talk Today, episode 46, and a special happy birthday to Mr. John Carmack, who was born in 1970 today, August 20th. Of course, you're probably familiar with John Carmack. He went on to do little things like co-found id Software, bring the world Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, now works at Oculus Rift, but not to be outshined by my lovely co-host today, Miss Angela Fisher. Hello.
I was going to say, you just jumped right into the show. Did you forget that you had a co-host?
No, I was giving you time to take your selfie, but you didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, I'm a little off today.
All right, let's also say time-appropriate greetings to our Mumble chat room. Hello, Mumble. Is it just There we go. Boom. I was like, wow, nobody's there. Let's start with our top story today, and then we'll move on to the rest. This one's what everybody's kind of been linking to this morning. Steve Ballmer is formally stepping down from the Microsoft board. Now, this is interesting because he's after leaving his position as CEO over a year ago, he'd still held a position as an important member of the board of directors for Microsoft. He's leaving the board, explaining that, you know what? I think I'm going to get busy, is basically what he had to say. I see a combination of the Clippers, civic contribution, teaching, and studying taking up a lot of my time. But he had some positive words to say for Satya Nadella, when then Satya shot back a, "Don't you worry there, Ballmer. Microsoft," and I quote, "will strive in the mobile-first, cloud-first world." Two firsts, Ange.
Huh.
Yeah. It's not surprising the former CEO, Steve Ballmer, abruptly gave up his board seat some 6 months after leaving his top job. The move should help cement, they think, the regime and strategy of his successor, Satya Nadella, as several industry observers have written. One guy said, this guy, Frank Scavo, said, "I think it's a classy move by Ballmer," saying that it shows Ballmer has confidence in Nadella, allowing Nadella to move forward without worrying about what Ballmer thinks. Of course, Gates is still there. Then there is another take on this, though. Some people think that Ballmer might have been smarting from the recent decisions Nadella has made, such as the 14% staff reduction that was announced last month, largely on workers who came on board via Microsoft's acquisition of Nokia, which was kind of a Ballmer deal. So some people think Ballmer's a little upset about that, and the board meetings have been a little awkward for him, some say, and some large institutional investors, regardless, say they're glad to see him go, saying, "We'd like to move beyond the era of Steve Ballmer. We view this as a checkpoint for the new Microsoft."
Well, I think that laying off that staff is probably a really good idea. And mainly because whenever I've seen a company absorb a company's staff, there always is a group of people that are expendable. And
there's also a culture mismatch and...
duplication of effort.
Yeah, that's culture shock is what that is. It's a competition for cultures because, they could outnumber the group that they go to work with.
Right. I don't know, Eric, any thoughts on Ballmer stepping down from the board?
Well, you can kind of see the writing on the wall just because, they're trying to take Microsoft in a totally new direction, and having Ballmer there just kind of in the shadow where he was, it wasn't exactly the best era for Microsoft when Ballmer was in charge.
Yeah.
So it's just, we need to get rid of that image.
It's
a good idea for him to step down.
Could this be another Steve Jobs getting kicked out type thing?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so because it was really Gates who was kind of that started it, right? Gates and Ballmer was there, but
no, I just mean maybe.
Then the bureaucrats take over and kind of...
Yeah, and then he'll just be asked back.
I think because he was a sales guy, he always was one of the bureaucrats. I think that was what happened. I think Ballmer was the replacement of Steve Jobs because it was a replacement of Bill Gates.
Okay.
And so, who knows? Nadella seems like an interesting character, but, you just read it in the writing. The cloud-first, mobile-first world. The fact that doesn't make any sense, and that's their mantra, company-wide, and nobody's stopping and going, you can't have two first priorities. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to do like the commercial that you showed yesterday where it's a phone.
Yeah.
Or an iPod.
A phone.
A communication device.
Yeah.
And the third one, I can't remember.
So anyways, that was the iPhone introduction.
A breakthrough internet.
Hey, and you spent some time on Facebook.
Yes.
I wanted to get your thoughts on this. I put the story in here just to get an expert opinion. Facebook, an attempt to keep you from having to explain to your crazy relatives, despite what they read, that Vice President Biden didn't get a glow light delivered to the White House under a fake name. I don't even know why that's in the article. Facebook is experimenting with a Satire tag that will sit next to text in front of links to satirical articles and related articles in a user's newsfeed. They want users not to get confused by links that are
Yes.
satire. Really?
Yes.
Really?
Oh my gosh. You cannot believe how many Snopes links I have to paste on these people's.
Oh, me
like,
too.
people that think that the Onion is real. Like,
Really?
oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
think about, I mean, I don't mean to, there's not the smartest people on Facebook.
Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, it just, people believe what they see. They see it, they believe it. You know, they read it. Oh, it's an official article. It's written well and whatever. It must be real. Let's share it. I am outraged that this happened.
Yeah, then you get the outrage.
It didn't actually happen.
Right.
You know, like.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay, all right. I kind of felt like it was a failure of humanity not to be able to suss these things out for their own. But
well, so it's what, thumbs up, thumbs down, or satire?
maybe flag
Yeah,
of satire.
It's definitely a failure of humanity, but at the same time, yeah.
Yeah.
they need to be checking their sources before posts and stuff like that.
All right. Okay. All right. Fine.
Well, you know, honestly, the Huffington Post, that name sounds satirical.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It took me a couple articles of reading the Huffington Post to realize this is a legit news source.
I'm not so sure legit's the right
Well,
word.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
Versus like the Inquirer or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Well, yeah, they
or the
definitely
Onion.
have their political leanings, though, so you got to watch that, too.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, speaking of Facebook, this is bad for Noah because when I think of Facebook, I think of Noah, and I've been getting vibes from Noah this morning on Viber. He's at LinuxCon right now, so a special hello to all of our Tech Talk Today listeners at LinuxCon
Yay.
in beautiful Chicago. We are currently engineering a live stream option from LinuxCon. I don't know when we will have it, so it's probably best to follow my Twitter feed, but we might just have some live coverage from the floor of LinuxCon rebroadcasting on jblive.tv. So follow me on Twitter, Chris LAS, because I probably won't even have a chance to put it on the calendar because I'll probably be like, hey, I got the stream up, let's do this. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to get that in before I forgot about it because, you know, that's how my mind works. Next story. We've all heard about the Ice Bucket Challenge. In fact, we even played, you guys remember who it was last week we played that was getting dunked at the end of the show? I can't.
Nope.
Oh, it was Satya Nadella, actually. No, yeah. So we talked about this a little bit last week, and since we've talked about the Ice Bucket Challenge, I don't know, Ange, how would you describe what the state of the ice is? It like explode? Is that fair? Is that
like,
even describe it
it's
enough?
everywhere. It was almost as popular as Robin Williams on my Facebook feed.
Huh. Well, I wonder. I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting.
There was a lot. Everybody's been doing it.
I had no idea it would get as big as it's gotten when I first saw it
I've
last
got
week.
friends who have done it.
Yeah. Well, you know, and it was interesting the way it happened about, too. Like, it's been going on for a while. It didn't start with ALS. It's been...
There's been some waves of it. I
Yeah.
can't remember what the last one was for.
I'm
That's
trying-
how memorable it was.
Yeah, but it started like over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just really picked up steam. Well, it's actually getting to the point where a lot of people are doing it. So much so that the state of California is beginning to fine folks over the Ice Bucket Challenge. This is kind of unbelievable in a way. In Los Angeles, which is living through one of its worst droughts, the Department of Water and Power and the police department have been cracking down on unnecessary water usage in general, not just for ice bucket challenges.
And using social media.
So get this. At first, simple restrictions such as limiting the water to landscapes, boats, aircrafts, but now water police have targeted people participating in the Ice Bucket Challenge, which is that viral campaign to raise awareness for the neurological disorder ALS. They say, we're saving a lot of time. This is what you're referring to, Ange. We're saving a lot of time since people are posting their crimes directly to social media. This is according to Chip Masters, the president of the Department of Water and Power. Chip Masters. One day, my entire Facebook feed was filled with these attention-hungry morons pouring gallons of ice water over themselves. I couldn't believe it, but I like it when our public officials refer to the public as morons. That's nice.
Yeah, Zombie I Am Icon, or maybe Zombicon, says they're being fined for supporting a charity. Well, here's the deal. Yes, it kind of raises awareness.
$500.
A lot of these people are doing it because they think it's great to throw water on themselves. Like, and they either don't call people out or they don't say what the ALS is. Or they also don't add the tagline. Basically, you're either supposed to dump ice on your head or donate $100 to the charity within 24 hours if you've been called. But the thing is, all these people...
They're not...
What a perfect day. The only thing that would make this better is if I had a big bucket of ice water dumped on my head
Weird
right
Al.
now. Awesome! Okay, I'm calling out Barack Obama, the Dalai Lama, and the Pope. Your move, guys!
cope.
So that's funny, but he didn't say ALS at all or donate at all.
In the show notes, it does. But yeah, so basically, there's a meme out there of a little African American.
But it melted because my mom took a
Sorry,
kid.
He started another ice bucket challenge.
Anyway, African American boy that's like, you mean to tell me
Yeah.
that you're wasting clean water instead of donating to the charity? Like,
so get the fine. I want to get the details of the fine. So what Chip Masters does is he fines folks $500 as part of the Water Conservation Act. So Chip is watching the Facebook, because Chip's a big Facebook user apparently, and he notices that USC sorority posted a video. Oh, no wonder he's watching. And an entire 50-lady chapter standing in their house in bikinis. Oh, Chip. They took turns pouring roughly...
Must be a hard job.
Yeah, 5 gallons of ice cubes over their heads. The video is about 20 minutes long, and each sister goes on to nominate their best friends forever and ever.
Oh my gosh. BFFAEAES.
Thank you. The sorority was fined $500 a person for their ice bucket challenge video, totaling $25,000 in fine and roughly a third of the tuition for the university. The sorority is expected to have wasted over 250 gallons of water, which is enough to fill a hot tub.
That actually makes it sound like not a lot.
I didn't think so either, but you know what? Chip still got to watch Facebook. That's important.
Yeah, so, yeah. Now, a lot of people are like, everybody has an angle. Any blogger will be like, will take an angle and just explode on it. So some people say, yeah, well, they might not be donating the dollars, but they're getting the awareness out. And like I said, not all of them are. And yes, it has received a phenomenal amount of donations. Right. And yes, it is
$15.6 million.
It is Lou Gehrig's disease. It was renamed to ALS. So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Have you seen these 22 people who should have definitely not taken the ice bucket challenge?
Yes.
It mostly comprises of buckets just falling on people horribly. Like it's
You know what my favorite ice bucket challenge video was?
What?
Murphy.
Murphy did the ice bucket challenge?
He's too tall. So it was pretty much just a shoulder dunk of water, and something else happened. Oh yeah,
Killian Davis, Alex Geller, and
he just
what's his name? Quinn Grealis.
Oh jeez.
Anyway, one of his friends right after he was done with the ice bucket challenge just totally got him with the hose.
Oh, good.
That's awesome.
All right. Anyone who can't keep their balance? Oh, I love these. These are so funny. Boy, look at these guys. Why are they doing it like this?
Yeah, well, and that's like...
Oh, and he dropped down the gutters, too. All right, here, let's...
That's...
I'm ready whenever you are.
Oh, you have to fast forward through this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
this one?
A little further.
Oh, I got nothing.
Oh, wait, okay, just leave it here. This is funny.
Okay, ready?
Neither one of them want to dump themselves. So then she falls over. But now, check this out. She runs over and steps over her.
Oh, my gosh.
And she's like, you weren't supposed to do that.
Oh, that's funny.
They do say, wait, keep it on.
I did!
Keep it here. Wait for it.
Don't forget to donate.
There you go.
Okay, all right. They made up for it at the end. Good for them. Good for them. Yeah.
That was a great one.
Angela and I have received a few challenges. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
There's a fail I was checking out, or not, I wasn't looking at it, but I heard about this. Girl actually lost her bikini top while the ice wall came down.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is like,
I bet that's happened a
no.
few times.
And I've seen a lot of people get hit in the head with the device or the bucket holding the ice water. Yeah. It looks really painful.
You saw Bill Gates' ice bucket challenge, right?
No.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
He went through a bunch of. Do you want me to go get it?
Nah.
All right. We'll move on. And remember, if you challenge somebody to the ice bucket challenge, you have to dump yourself as well first. And you could also maybe just donate and not waste the water.
Right. Well, and yeah, I was thinking about doing a spoof, like where I have the bucket of ice water and I go to do it, and then hold up my receipt of, $100 donated.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that
then
would
I
work.
think you can still call people out if you donate, because
probably. Probably, right?
I mean, who makes these rules?
Okay, I got one last thing to touch on before we go. We have a few hours left in a Kickstarter. It's called the Social Retro Gaming OS for the Raspberry Pi. It turns the Raspberry Pi into a retro gaming console. It's reached its funding. It's on Kickstarter with 451 backers. 36 hours to go as of this recording. They're at $9,000 out of a goal of $4,500.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, not bad, huh? And the music's a little intense. But this is the video demo they have for it. And I'll turn it down a little bit. It looks really nice, though, right?
Yeah. It seems like we always have an article that reminds me of Q5.
Oh, yeah? How come? Oh, Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is it indexes your ROMs, and it builds this really cool gallery-like a setting to get to all of your old games. It'll play multiple different consoles and game types of different generations and makes. So it's neat. You know, it's probably something you could build on your own, but at the end, this is going to be a pre-made, sort of ready-to-go distro. You just pop on a Raspberry Pi, and you've got a classic arcades thing. It looks pretty neat to me. So anyways, I'll have a link to it in the show notes if you're curious about that. Since it's already reached its funding, it's probably likely you're going to have success there.
Yep. You'll be charged right away, I'm sure.
Last but not least, just want to remind you about the Patreon, where you can support the show, patreon.com/today, and support the entire Jupiter Broadcasting Network. The funds here go to every show on the network. This is how you invest in our future and keep us a little weird, keep us going over at Jupiter Broadcasting. Over at patreon.com/today for the Jupiter Broadcasting Network. That's all the shows right there. And thank you to 308 of you who are making life a little bit better here at Jupiter Broadcasting today. And with that, we'll end it. That's it for today's episode. We might have some stuff from LinuxCon in tomorrow's show, possibly. And if we have a stream in the morning, we might just make the show that. So tune in tomorrow over at jblive.tv. Thursday, last show of the week, jblive.tv, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Might have some live LinuxCon stuff. And if nothing else, we'll definitely have the news. So when I say classic Steve Ballmer moments, we're going to go out on a classic Steve Ballmer moment since we started with Steve Ballmer. But when I say classic, you probably think developers, right?
Oh, yeah.
One of my classic moments where it shows you like Steve's approach to like group motivation, and it also shows you how seriously dedicated he was to Microsoft, and why I think it's interesting looking at him stepping down from the board when you see the passion I'm about to play. But here's another thing. Watch carefully. See if you can find the spot where he horribly injured his ankle and had to go back after he got off stage, had to go back and get laid up and go into the hospital and was in weeks of recovery.
Wow.
But it happens while he's on stage during this, and he powers through it because he's trying to get everybody excited. So we'll leave you with that. See you right back here tomorrow for another episode of Tech Talk Today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Ballmer!
I have 4 words for you.